Hello everybody and welcome back to Cookware's Best. I'm Sarah Lippman, the girl who is always here to tell you the truth about your cookware and kitchen. Today we have a lot on the agenda. We will be discussing which uncoated pots or pans are best when choosing between copper, titanium, and aluminum. This episode is sponsored by Arm & Hammer Baking Soda, always here to help your cleaning and cooking needs. For just $5.99 a box, get your helpful baking soda supply today, sold at any grocery store or cleaning supply near you. Okay, let's get started. Many products contain metals that can be dangerous or unhealthy for people to use. One main one specifically is within pans and pots that are uncoated and unlined with other materials. They don't have a non-stick or glossy finish on top of them, meaning that more of the actual metal is exposed. All pots and pans will be mixed with other materials when created. However, all of their flaws may not go away during this process. Let's say you were asked to choose between an uncoated aluminum pan, a titanium pan, or a copper pan. I would recommend your first step be looking at the background of the elements and materials themselves. Why don't we start with aluminum? Based on the periodic table, the aluminum element has high reactivity. However, it also has very high thermal conductivity, which makes it very easy to cook food on. The downside to aluminum pans are that they react very heavily to many acidic foods, including tomatoes. This definitely makes it difficult and sometimes pretty dangerous to use pots and pans made with aluminum. Next up, we have titanium. In its pure element form, it also has a very high reactivity, but once it is developed and mixed with other elements, like I stated earlier, it becomes non-reactive and safe to use. Titanium is also a very durable metal, and according to Livestrong.com, it's one of the safest metals to cook with. Like most materials, extremely large amounts can sometimes cause health problems, but using a titanium pan will not give you enough to actually hurt you. The only downside of titanium is when used with no non-stick coating on the pan, food can get stuck and burnt onto the bottom of it. Finally, our last comparison is copper. Copper pots and pans have really great heat resistance, and according to the periodic table, it has low reactivity. Cooking in copper pots and pans are extremely easy. However, despite this, they can be very dangerous for human health, and when using uncoated pans, they leach large amounts of the element into your food and can make you pretty sick. Wow, I gotta wipe the sweat off my forehead because I know that was a lot of information, but these are the basic facts that you should remember. Okay, aluminum pans are very reactive, and when mixed with acidic foods, they can be very dangerous. Titanium pans are super safe and great to use, but sometimes cooking on them is difficult and a little messy. And finally, copper pans are very dangerous for human health, despite the fact that they are very easy to cook on. Alright, now that you've looked at all that boring but important information, another constraint to be looking for is cost. Aluminum pans are sold at a pretty usual price ranging to around $35 a pan. Sadly, titanium pans are usually extremely expensive, ranging from around $200 to $300 for one pan. Copper pots and pans are still slightly expensive, but reasonable enough, rounding out to around $85 a pan. So now it's time to make your choice based on the information we spoke about throughout this podcast. If you're looking for a pan that is safest for your family, I would recommend choosing a titanium pan. While they can get pretty pricey and sometimes difficult to clean, it's the safest metal pan for you and your family to use. The reason I recommend titanium pans over aluminum pans, while also safe for your health, aluminum pans are extremely reactive, so when they interact with specific acidic foods, they can be super dangerous. Copper pans, on their own, should not even be considered because they're extremely dangerous to cook on, and they can give you or your family members a lot of diseases. Based on these facts, titanium pans are the safest choice if you can get over the price, because while they're difficult to cook on, they're healthy and safe for your family. If you are committed to finding an uncoated and unlined pan, titanium is by far the best choice. In case you ever get into any sticky pan messes with your new titanium pan, One way to clean off that burnt food is by boiling water in the pan and then dumping your Arm & Hammer baking soda into the water. Scrape the dried food off and then give it one more nice clean. If after this process the food still doesn't come off, there are many amazing resources online to help you out. Check out my website where I've linked a couple of great options for you. Thank you for watching Cookware's Best. I'm Sarah Lippman, the girl who will always tell you the truth about your cookware and kitchen. Have a great day and be safe with your new titanium